Alright, now that we're done with the business info page, we're going to set up your profile, your phone number, and show you how to add employees. First, we're going to go to your profile. So on the left-hand side here, where that little blue bar is, you're going to go down. And under Reputation Management, you have to click Profile. Now, this is the owner's profile. So you can put a picture of yourself in there, your company logo, whatever you want, first name, last name, your email, your phone number. If you want to enable a signature and stuff for your emails, you can do that right here. And then you create a password. If you haven't got one already, you can reset it right here as well. Now, underneath this location, if you do a lot of Zoom and you're only Zoom, you can connect it to Zoom or Google Meets, and everything they'll get will have a link to your Google or Zoom Meet calendar. If you go do in-house appointments, then you just leave it blank, and their address and stuff will be what you get. Now here is the calendar settings. So this is the first level calendar, which means that if these are not open for the appointment, you cannot book an appointment. For example, if somebody calls and says, hey, can we do a Saturday 1 o'clock appointment? You say, yeah, I'll put you on the calendar. And Saturdays are not open, then you cannot book that appointment. And so it's important to figure out what you want. Really cool is that, let's say you operate the same. You can just go to whatever, 10 a.m. to 12, fly off. And that changes the date. So these calendar times are extremely important. If you're sending it to people to book themselves, then you want to make sure that lines up perfectly with what you're planning on doing. If you need to edit it, you'll need to come in here and edit it. If you're booking it yourself, then I would just make it available 24 hours and come in and add the system as needed. So that's why I'm always open. Down here is where you connect the Zoom and Google Outlook. And when you connect it to your Google, it'll show you your link to your Google Calendar right here. So if you're not, it'll say the settings is applicable with only team calendars. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're set up on the team calendars to get that connected. Now, notifications. You can have notifications turned on and off and update you as need be right here. So that is your profile for the business owner. Next, we're going to talk about the staff part here. You go to staff, and to add an employee, it's real simple. You hit the plus button. You go to username, J, last name H, J, A, @no.email.com. Now you want to make sure this email is correct because they will get a login information to this email. So if it's not correct, they won't get the login information. So that is very important for them to have. Remember here, extension if you gotta have it, and then the password you want them to have, and then you can set up signatures for them here, or when they log in, they can come in and edit this page after they have an account, so they can create their own login and stuff like that. You give them permissions, so what you want them to see, you can check on or off what they're available to see. If it's an employee, you can get rid of all the data except for what you need them to see. If it's an admin or somebody else, you can just figure out what you want them to have and not have. User role, now it depends if they're a user and admin. Admin's going to get a lot more access. They can set up their voicemail settings right here. They want to have a nice little voicemail recording. And then same thing for on yours, where it had the profile of the customer's information. They can do Zoom, so if your employee does Zoom all the time or Google Meets, they can connect theirs right there. And then the available hours are the same thing right here. It's the same as on the profiles here. User calendars, so you've got to be logged in, and then you've got to go to your integration and connect it. So we'll go into that process later. So once that's done, you just hit save. Oops, sorry, I didn't put in password here. Save the password. No, I use that. Sounds good. Save. And there you have it. Your employee is in. Now, next is going to be the phone number. So once we're there, we're going to go over to the left bar, and we're going to go to phone numbers right here. The phone numbers. You can add a pool of numbers, or you can just have one number, and you can assign each person their own number, or you guys can all operate off one number. It depends on what's a best fit for your business model and how you want to operate. So, a pool of numbers will give you like 10 numbers to use later here or there. So we're just going to go and search, and the first thing we'll do is put in your area code, 911. And then you'll see the phone numbers here, and then the price point here. I believe it's $2 on the demo setup here, based on what the demo cost is for us on that. So what we have here, we'll just select the number, and we're going to hit save. Now that we have that number, we're going to go to edit it. Right here, the little pencil. So I click the pencil. Now the name of it. So I assign it to whoever I give it to, whether it's my admin or it's myself or somebody. I'll put the name on there. And then the call forwarding is the number the call gets forwarded to. So if it's your personal cell phone, you just put your cell phone. Okay. Pass the number as caller ID. Now if you check this, what happens is that phone number, when somebody calls it, their personal number will show up as the number. So if you want to see their phone number as they're calling you, you check that. A lot of people like it to just say this number. So every time somebody calls that number, this number will show up on their phone. So then they put it in their system as TMO client. They don't know who the client is, but they know that person that's calling them is a TMO client because they're calling their TMO office number. So it's important to figure out which way best works for you to fit your system. Enable call connect feature. And so this feature requires that the receiver press a key in order to connect the call. This will result in higher accuracy for call recording. Okay? So whenever you're getting a call, you'll have to press a number for it to connect you. So this depends if somebody's calling you and it helps you make somebody do something before they connect, or they'll go to voicemail. Call whisper. So you can turn on call whisper, and you can have it whisper where the call is coming from, the source. Okay. Some people like it, some people don't, and it'll before you answer, it's going to tell you who's calling. And then call recording. I always check this one here so that it's being recorded, because I like to go back and check to see what's going on. And then they'll get this brief. This call will be recorded for quality assurance. So it lets them know. And then duration time should be 60 seconds and 60 seconds for time in and time out, so that there's adequate enough time before it pushes into voicemail. So once you've done all that, you just hit update, and then there it is. It'll be saved, and you have your first number, and then whoever you've assigned it to. So that is the phone number, your team setup, and your profile setup. If you have any questions, just let us know.